Hey everyone, Coach Investor back to another video for you today. So, talk of the town is the Twitter edit button. So the question is, to edit or not to edit? Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on adding an edit button to Twitter. Do you want it? Do we actually need it? And do share your reasoning why yes and why not down in the comments below. So, obviously a couple of days ago, we talked about Elon buying 9.2% of Twitter. Since then, we have more information. Elon got appointed to the board of directors, and we got some proof that actually Elon started buying shares already back in January. So we got this tweet here from Kaushik. You can see all the orders since January 31st, 2022, started buying at a price of $36, and then his last order was April Fool's Day 39. So the stock really didn't move that much since the first time he bought, but hey, now we've got proof he's been buying since the start of the year. And then obviously the talks of adding an edit button on Twitter started to circulate yet again. So let's go through all of them, then let's talk about the pros, the cons, and the must-have if that edit button ever comes to fruition. So first tweet is here from Twitter itself. On April Fool's Day, they tweeted out, "We're working on an edit button." They could have chosen another day to tweet this out, but no, they chose April Fool's Day. So probably nobody really thought they were serious. But wait, the joke continues. A Twitter.com's tweet, now that everybody's asking, yes, we've been working on an edit feature since last year. You can see it right here. I don't know why it's taking them more than a year to test this out and release it, but hey, it's Twitter, so what did you expect? No, we didn't get the idea from a poll. We're kicking off testing within Twitter Blue Labs in the coming months to learn what works, what doesn't, and what's possible. The little dig here at a poll is because of this. Elon ran a poll. Do you want an edit button? YSE, so typo, and then another typo. I voted no. I will tell you later why. Obviously, the majority voted yes, over 4.4 million votes, so pretty incredible. And this just shows you the reach that Elon has with his Twitter account. Now, what are the pros and the cons of having an edit button? So the pros is basically to fix your typos, right? Lots of people tweet out stuff and then there is a typo, easy, quick fix. But then again, you could just delete the tweet and tweet it again. I don't know what's the problem there, but hey, fine, we'll go with that. Pro, typo correction. And I think that's about it, right? I can't really think of anything else besides correcting a typo. Maybe if you have another reason, let me know down in the comments below. The cons. The cons are basically manipulating your tweets. You're tweeting out something, you're running a poll, just like you can see here on the screen. Then when the results are final, you just change the tweet so the results look a bit different, and here you're pushing your agenda. Now, obviously, with this picture, you can see the older tweet. So that's already one of the solutions, the possible solutions out there. But the main con is basically manipulating your tweets. So now let's talk about the must-haves if they ever make an edit button. So I made this tweet right here. Edit button must have one, history of the tweet, a type of disclaimer like we've seen on the picture, limited amount of edits, limited amount of time to edit. I'm going to explain each and every one of those. So history of the tweet, disclaimer, like with Facebook, right? On Facebook posts that have been edited, you can see view history. But then again, Twitter and Facebook aren't really the same. Here, something goes viral much, much faster. You can retweet. Now imagine you're retweeting something like, I like Disney movies, and then the OG post changes to, I hate XYZ, and you have retweeted that. We look a bit weird. So having the history of the tweet already visible on the tweet makes much more sense than having to go into the settings and view history of the tweet. Just putting it out there. Also, with retweets and likes, some suggested that maybe once somebody changes the tweet, all the likes and the retweets disappear. So I have a quick workaround or idea about that, because if you're just changing one or two characters because it is a typo, then retweets and likes shouldn't really disappear. But if you're changing, let's say, over half or maybe close to half of the characters of your tweet, then yes, I do think that retweets and likes should disappear automatically because, well, it is considered a completely new tweet. That's just my 2 cents. Number 2, limited amount of edits. You can only edit your tweet 1 or 2 times tops. As for accounts like politicians, journalists, I think rules should be much different there, because the implications of manipulating tweets when you have a government account or a journalist account are much bigger than someone that has an account that just trolls people, memes, etc. So restricting the amount of edits makes sense. If you're abusing the system, then maybe you should be restricted completely to edit your tweets in the next 7 days, or I don't know, just an idea out there. And then third one, limited amount of time to edit. When you tweet out, let's say you have 60, maybe 5 minutes to edit your tweet. Doesn't make sense that you start editing your tweet in a day or 2 or 3. Doesn't make sense. So limited amount of time to edit your tweet makes completely sense. You tweet something out, 1 minute later you notice, oh, there's a typo, fine, you can edit that. But if it's a day later, no go. Now, I do want to show you a series of tweets from Dustin Moskovitz, which is the co-founder of Asana. So he started giving out a couple of examples. Number 1, can change anything within 60 seconds without delayed posting. We've talked about that. 50 characters within 1 hour, 10 characters within 1 day, locked after that. Sounds reasonable, right? I think that's a reasonable idea. He continues, visible history, like the picture I've shown before, exponential backoff rate, limiting of edits, avoid chronic abuse, talked about that, less flexibility for newer or otherwise suspicious accounts, make total sense if you create a new account and then suddenly you start abusing the system. I don't think that makes sense. Just like with other systems out there, other accounts, you have to become, let's say, a valuable member before you get access to all the features. I think in games like Clash of Clans, all of that, also when you enter a clan, you can't directly have everything that everybody else has that is there already in the clan for a month or 2 or 3. And then journalism for the corner cases. I've talked about journalists, government accounts, all of that should have different type of rules. That's just my opinion. Continues with some more ideas. So notify the people who actively engage with it after an edit so they can reconsider. Also a social tax on the editor. Now, although it's a nice idea, I don't really think it's a good one, well, a valuable one, because not everybody has their notifications on. Not everybody checks their notifications, especially when it will come to somebody editing their tweet. Who's going to go back to your retweets and see, oh, should I undo my retweet? Should I undo my like, etc.? I think, like I said at the start, if you're completely changing the majority of your tweet, the retweets and the likes just should disappear. He continues, stricter rules for tweets that already have high engagement. Makes total sense if you already have 1 million likes, hundreds of thousands of retweets, etc. Should be other rules applied. Then last one, get mad at me for brainstorming instead of just having FUD. This might have been a typo. He wanted to write fun. You see the joke here? So overall, those are all the ideas, all the pros, all the cons, all the must-haves and must-nots. Obviously, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. If it's not clear yet, I'm on the no edit button team. I think Twitter has worked fine without an edit button for all these years. If it's just because you're writing stuff and there are typos, it's the only reason why you need an edit button, then I don't think it's worth the risk of opening up doors that will create so many issues. Yes, we've talked about a lot of solutions, but just think of all the work that has to be done to create all of those solutions just because somebody writes stuff that have typos. Just doesn't make sense. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button, maybe here or here, don't really know anymore. And I see you all in the next video. Bye bye.